Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. Should I accept my 27F partner's 32M proposal to have a one-sided open relationship? I, 27F, have been on and off with my partner, 32M, for 7 years now. We were just fine for the first 3 years of our relationship before I caught him cheating. He apologized and we tried working through it, but he kept lying and cheating until eventually it got to be too much and I decided to propose an open relationship. Since there was already the issue with trust, I set rules for how it would work. He disagreed with my proposal and disliked the idea of me being with other people. We argued about this for a year back and forth trying to figure it out before we finally broke up and didn't speak for 2 years. During those 2 years, according to him, he did not sleep with a lot of women. In fact, he was in a closed relationship with someone after he told me he couldn't be in a closed relationship with me. This will be relevant later. Fast forward to 2 years later, after being in therapy because of all this and finally thinking everything is fine, I reach out and we just talk and text and I expect nothing but friendship. He was my best friend and I did miss him. With time, he makes it obvious that he wants to be more than friends and asks me if I would consider getting back together. He then tells me that he would like for us to be in a relationship where it is closed on my end but open for him. Now, this was something he had sort of mentioned 2 years back, but I never imagined he would still want that after everything that happened. Very toxic things happened the last year before our big breakup. This is where I am confused. His reasoning for this basically comes down to him feeling like he is ugly. My partner is definitely not the best looking person. I have had many friends and family joke about this and his friends joke about it as well. He says he has been made aware of this his entire life, but to me his is perfect and I loved showing him off. He says he wants to be liked and it would make him feel better about himself to sleep with other women. Obviously, this made me cry and made me feel like I am not good enough for him. He tells me that he will try flirting with the ugliest girl at the bar and she will still turn him down. Which doesn't make me feel better. If anything, it makes me feel worse that he would prefer that instead of being with me. He says he loves me and finds me attractive. Due to this, he believes it would be best if only he had an open relationship because it would be too easy for me if I was in an open relationship as well. He also says that it is not fair that I got to have a hoe phase in my teen years because I am a girl and I am pretty. He also thinks it is not fair for me to have another phase like that if we both were to have an open relationship. I told him I would be okay with both of us being in an open relationship, but I could never agree to just him having one. I personally feel like that is just a fancy way of saying he wants to cheat on me and needs me to be okay with it. Not to mention he had 2 years to do whatever he wanted and instead chose to be in a closed relationship. He says he does see a future with me but thinks he is missing out and would like to try it, but also feels that if I did it I would find someone better, so I should stay in a closed relationship instead. While I want to understand how he feels, I also feel like he is punishing me for having had a sex life in my teen years before I even met him while he didn't get to have that. I feel like he is objectifying me by making it seem like me having sex with someone else would be very offensive to him, but for some reason I should be okay with him sleeping with other women. I'm sad I gave him the best years of my life and now I have to choose between agreeing to this, which I think would cause resentment from me in the long run, or standing my ground and losing my best friend and the person I love. What should I do? And how should I go about it? Because every time I bring it up it becomes a huge argument and he insists he is correct to the point he starts yelling, which triggers me, so I just drop the conversation and it stays unsolved. Please listen when I say this and that I only want the best for you. Stop letting toxic people into your life. He will never be able to give you what you need or deserve. He broke you once, why are you giving him the opportunity to do it again? You're basically setting yourself up for failure and heartache. You're making a conscious choice here to get back with someone who's toxic, self-indulged, possessive and a jerk. Run now and never look back. You're harming yourself and you get nothing in return. He is not your best friend. He's only looking after himself. I know for a fact this woman has not talked to her therapist about this because she would be told the same thing by her therapist. I got about halfway through his ridiculous reasoning before bailing. This dude is completely full of horse shit. If he wants a hoe phase, he can be single for it. His confidence and his self-esteem are not yours to manage, they are his to build and care for. In short, duck this guy, but definitely don't duck him. Can a man be a 403? Smiley face. Absolutely. How about finding a better man? She could look in any local dumpster and find something more valuable to her than this dickhead. FR, this comes across as callous, but lately when I read this sub I'm just like, are you leaving reading your own posts? Obviously the situation isn't black and white, it's more complex than the paragraphs people write here. But sometimes I'm just like, PLS, have some respect for yourself, goddamn. Right? I didn't even finish reading the whole thing. I didn't need to. I knew what was going to happen. This is the way. I mean, what the actual duck? He was a serial cheater who could never be faithful to you, so instead of ending it you suggested opening the relationship, but he didn't want you treating him the same way he treats you, so he said no. Now you decided to let him back into your life because he was your best friend, even though he has never respected you. You're not even back together yet, but he's telling you he wants to be allowed to sleep with other people, but you're not allowed to. Both of you are a disaster, and it's really sad that you allow him to treat you like this. I want to reply to this because I didn't clarify that the reason I proposed an open relationship is because I had always been open to that option. The issue came when he chose to cheat, ruining the trust. I was willing to work on getting the trust back, which meant I would have to set up rules and boundaries that were safe with me, which he did not agree to just because he did not want me sleeping with other people, which led to the breakup. An open relationship has always been okay with me, but he refuses to let me because I don't need it like he does. But yes, I do agree it is sad I have allowed this for so long. It's hard. There's a lot of details to it. Being in an open relationship is fine, but like you said, this would not have been an open relationship. Open relationships are still built on trust, communication and respect, and your ex has never been capable of that, whether you were monogamous or not. You really shouldn't be entertaining any kind of relationship with this guy. You deserve much better. If he needs to be able to cheat and sleep with other people while in a relationship, he needs to be in therapy sorting that out before he gets in another relationship. No amount of details will make this situation come across as anything but deeply codependent and toxic. I'm sorry to be so blunt. Please have some self-respect. Reread your post. None of this is healthy, and he's an utter garbage person. He wants to control you and have his fun with other people while he's putting you down. I mean, he didn't have a hoe phase. So what? Now he gets to be angry at the world and can go around and punish you for it? He thinks he's ugly? So that's also your problem? He's responsible for his own happiness and no one else. Please dump him, go no contact, and try to get to the bottom of why you're allowing other people to treat you like that. This is not healthy, and I really hope you'll be able to see that. Even here there's a lot of evidence of you trying for him but him not trying for you. He's selfish. If the trust is not there, you will struggle with any kind of relationship, and even more so with an open one. Even if you were in an open relationship, he has proven repeatedly that he can't be trusted. Open relationships hinge upon following boundaries and rules. The guy's a hot mess, and so are you for allowing yourself to be treated this way. It's not like he learned anything from the two of you being broken up. This guy was in a closed relationship with someone else but can't keep it in his pants when he's with you. Have some self-respect and walk away. An open relationship is fine, with open communication and trust. It sounds like he is incapable of both. Girl. No. This is not a healthy man, nor is this a healthy idea. I don't care about his rationale, either the relationship is closed or it's open. for both. Period. You have already admitted this will cause resentment, which will build and eventually destroy your relationship anyway. He is not healthy. This won't fix him, this won't make your relationship stronger. This is a disaster in the making. To add to that, you have also already agreed that you would not be okay with it being open on his end only. You have made your decision, you just need to follow through on it. He sounds like someone who will sleep with other people regardless of the situation. In all fairness, he's not healthy and neither is she. Anyone who'd be willing to even consider this guy's one-sided bullshit attempt at manipulation because he's my best friend and I love him needs to take 10 steps back and consider why they're so willing to be treated like shit. I did the same thing when I was in my 20s and, looking back a decade later, I was running away from my own problems by trying to fix someone else's, plus I had low self-esteem and thought I deserved the way I was being treated. Up mentioned going to therapy. I wonder if she spoke to her therapist about reaching out to begin with, and I'm sorry, but I don't buy that she was only expecting friendship, and b, healthy ways for her to navigate this situation now that she's reopened the floodgates to this toxic/traumatic relationship. Yeah, no, this is complete BS. He wants permission to cheat but the security of knowing you're only with him. Absolutely the duck not. He has confidence issues. Great. See a therapist. A counselor. Take a coaching class. Whatever. He can work on his confidence in a plethora of ways that don't involve ducking other women. Tell him you feel his proposal is unfair to you. That you also would have confidence issues if he was sleeping with other women, maybe you'd even need to sleep with other men to fix them, who knows, and that you're not willing to wait around through his hoe phase. If he still needs that in his life, you're going to break up with him so he can do it while single and not hurting anyone. You absolutely need out of this relationship. It's completely unfair and his reasoning is garbage. Losing a friend is hard but he sounds extremely selfish. You deserve better. As a guy, I have no idea why you're entertaining this. It's all bullshit. Just walk away. If you want to remain friends, make it clear a relationship is never going to work. He doesn't see a future with you, you're just an easy backup for when things don't work out for him. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night. Wherever you are.